Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me in my question and answer videos. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, please go watch it. What I'm doing is I'm answering your guys' questions from the last Q&A video last Monday. I do this every single Monday. Any questions you have today, go down below into the comment section. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer them in the next video next Monday. Okay, that's how it works every single Monday. Just go down in the comment section and ask me a question. If I miss your question, for any reason I miss it, I didn't reply, I missed it, whatever, just ask me again. You don't need to tell me I missed it and make me go try and find it. Ask me again, okay? Just be patient, please. I'm sorry if I missed your question. I don't ignore anyone. Anybody. I don't even care how nasty or foul. I'll acknowledge you. So let's get started. The first question in part 2 is from BOV. And all I ask from you guys, please, is leave us your location. Tell us where you are in the world, okay? So BOV asks or says, vacillating between despising them and missing what we had together is a tennis match I play constantly. At her best, she was the best. At her worst, despicable. I think I'm numb now, but your Monday videos are so powerful. Thank you for telling me. Thank you very much. And I'm glad that something I'm doing is helping you a little bit and getting you through this. We don't want to be numb. We want to feel our feelings, even if they're bad. We've got to do this, okay? And that's the bad part of making bad mistakes. We've got to go through this and feel these things, okay? And it's a good thing. It'll help you. We need to be really cognitively aware of what we're doing and what we're feeling and why. We cannot play this tennis match in our head by ourselves without the truth. We're going to keep thinking that this stuff is true that we're thinking of, and this is depression. That tennis match is a voice in your head that gets loud during depression, and it tells you all kinds of things that are not true, so we need to tell ourselves the truth. You said you missed what you had. Be very clear on what you had. What was that? Because a part of all this healing is a clear understanding. You aren't clearly understanding if you have a tennis match in your head about how you miss this person who used to abuse you. And I know what you're saying. No, David, of course not the abuse. I miss the good times. What were the good times? What were they? Were they just good moments that felt good? Or was this a person that you really want to spend your life with because their morals are, you respect their morals so much and who they are? Morally valued person. No, none of that. They aren't who you thought they were. You don't love them because you don't love who they are. You liked or maybe even addicted to how it felt. Okay? I'm going to get into this in a second. Symptoms of arousal addiction. But that's, I think, what you're dealing with. This element of addiction where our brains think we want something, but we really know that it's bad for us. We don't want it. So we need to be very clear, write these things out, process these things, talk about them with people so you're really clearly understand. So you may need somebody to remind you every day. No, remember she was bad to you. Remember she abused you. Remember you don't really want her. Remember she doesn't care about cheating and lying and abuse. She thinks those things are okay to do to people and you don't. And that's what you have to take the whole thing. We can't pick apart little pieces and say, well, this person was nice to me one time. Oh, that felt good. 10 times, 50 times. Doesn't matter how nice they were. They abused you. Doesn't matter. And who the person they are, you don't like. Trust me. Leather Banshee from Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, Leather. What is your thoughts on the no-fap philosophy? Is semen retention a good idea? Is sex with a partner important to balanced emotional regulation? How often should middle-aged men ejaculate a week? Seeing that semen holds important vitamins and vital fluids. Thank you. You're welcome. Men should ejaculate 21 times a week. And if you only do it once, one day, then you got to make up for it the next day. That would be 5 times the next day. So 21 times a week is 3 times a day, 7 days a week. And if you miss, say you miss 2 days, that's 6 times added on. So that's 9 times that 3rd day you have to do it. I'm just kidding. I hope you know that I'm kidding. Who cares what anybody tells you? Who cares what that answer is? You need someone to tell you how many times you should ejaculate a week? Guess who knows that better than any doctor? You. You decide and you know better because it's your body and you should be aware of what your body's doing. So, but I respect your question. I do. I respect that. And semen holds important vitamins and vital fluids. I don't know how much semen you ejaculate, but most men don't even ejaculate an ounce. So I don't know how much vital fluid you're worried about losing that you can't just replace, and vitamins that you can replace. First question you asked me, what are my thoughts on the no-fap philosophy? For you guys that do not know what no-fap means, fapping is male masturbation. No-fap is a philosophy, but it's even a group started where they're saying no masturbation and no pornography. And that's where I think this movement is wrong. In the no masturbation part. No pornography, great. That can only do you well and society. No masturbation, no. No. Way wrong. Way wrong. And nobody tells you how long or when or how much, or nobody decides that for you. So pornography, let me get into symptoms of arousal addiction, because that's what pornography is. So many people are becoming addicted to pornography. We're finding out that boys are searching for pornography starting at 10 years old. What this is causing, this arousal addiction, is causing ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, social anxiety, depression, performance anxiety, which most of my male clients have, and OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. We're obsessing. So look at what all of us are doing after this relationship, right? We all have attention deficit problems. We're all facing some sort of social anxiety. We all have some sort of depression. Men most commonly are having performance anxiety, and we're all obsessing and being compulsive. Interesting, huh? Symptoms of arousal addiction. I thought I'd look that up because that's what pornography is doing to us. And if we're coming out of an addictive relationship, so many people are replacing that with pornography. Now, masturbation is a must. And I don't care how much, once a year. I'm just saying it's a must, because we can't just only have sex. That'll get us in a whole hell of a lot of trouble. If our only sexual release is sex with another person, then we are going to do anything it takes to have sex with other people. Okay? We need that release. It's a part of self-love, guys. We need to have sex with other people, too. I know. When we don't have sex, our body changes and it accepts it and gets used to it, and we typically don't want sex anymore. And you can still have masturbation and still want to masturbate, but still not want to have sex with other people after time. I believe masturbation is not only good, but it's necessary. It's a form of self-love. Look at children who grab their private parts down here, right? When children are nervous or something, they grab their private parts. It's not always because they need to go to the bathroom. Parents, you have 3, 4-year-old, right? Grabs her private parts. You say, do you need to go to the bathroom? They're like, no. It's a form of self-soothing. We need to do this every once in a while. We need to masturbate. We need to release that, okay? I hope that answered all your questions. Is semen retention a good idea? I don't see why. You said vitamins and vital fluids, find other ways. You know, we get vitamins through dairy, but we find out dairy kills us. So we get it through other sources now. How often should middle-aged men ejaculate a week? I don't know how anybody can answer that for anyone else. I think I got all your questions. If not, please ask me again. Good questions. Thank you for asking stuff like this and making me think and other people think. I never heard of NoFap until you asked me. So I'm glad I know about it now. I think that, I respect the movement against pornography, although I'm not going to say pornography is bad. I'm going to say being addicted to pornography will never serve you very well at all. You have major problems. So, like everything in life, balance, I guess. I'm not recommending pornography either, but I'm not going to demonize it. I'm not going to blame pornography. We all make our own choice, right? And like anything else, it can be addictive, and we need to be aware of this. And the side effects are horrible. It promotes isolation. It also promotes looking at people differently. Your things that you value may change. A lot of problems from being addicted to pornography. A lot of problems pornography causes society, degrading. But the addiction part of it is really, really a problem in relationships. And there's a big movement of people not looking at pornography anymore. And I support that. Because we need better relationships. The problem with pornography, one of them, is just like narcissists that only have sex. There's no emotional connection. And so that rush that people get from that will die down. Thank you. Teresa from the United Kingdom. Hello, Teresa. Why do people with BPD and MPD abuse people that love and care about them? Do they know what they are doing? He used the self-preservation card all the time. He would say, I acted that way because you left me. Right? We heard that all the time. I only hurt you because I thought you were doing something. Like, that makes it all better. Like, oh, well, if you thought I was doing something, then yeah, okay. It's okay to hurt me. What I love is the second something goes wrong, the second you do something they think or whatever, they have no problem going right to another person and cheating on you. And you're sitting there going, well, so you're always this far away from cheating on me, right? If I just mess up, or if I do something, or if you think I did something I didn't do, you just, boom, you're just right with someone else. So what does that mean when you're with me? How special is this that we have? If you could be with somebody in 5 minutes, if something goes awry, or abusing people because you were abused is such a sad excuse. Well, it sure is, isn't it? So why do people abuse people that love them? I think entitlement it comes right out, right? I mean, you got to realize that these are people that are underdeveloped, and we need to develop into adults, and they're not. They're still children with entitlement issues, right? We learn respect. I hope that makes sense. It's just all developmental problems. I don't know how else to say it besides that. Do they know what they are doing? The problems with personality disorders is they lack awareness. I'm not going to say they don't know they're hurting you. I'm going to say that definitely they don't know how bad they're hurting you. They may not realize that they're the ones doing it. They may not realize that they don't have to do this. There's so much that they're unaware of, okay? It's not just I'm not aware that I'm hitting you when I'm hitting you. Of course they know they're hitting you. But they lack awareness. They don't feel the empathy. It doesn't affect them as much. They don't stop and think and go, man, I'm hurting this person. This person's hurting. And I know what that's like, and that sucks. And maybe I shouldn't do that. And they're also unaware of things that they don't have a self, so they don't really value morals. So abuse isn't wrong. Lying's not wrong. Cheating's not wrong. So when I do it, it's no big deal. I just don't want anyone else to find out because everybody else doesn't like it. That's it. Why do they abuse people that love and care about them? If you have a partner, wouldn't you want to make your partner successful? That means you're successful, right? Why do they sabotage their own freaking partner? Not very smart, but they're not aware. They're not realizing they're biting the hand that feeds them, right? I don't know how else to say it. Immature children. How often do children leave the table and thank their parents for dinner? I'm talking little children, right? Thank you very much for working so hard for dinner, Dad. Thank you so much, Mom, for making it. It's so good. It's amazing. How much did that cost? I got dinner tomorrow night. Please, I want to work hard and make dinner. And I want to do the dishes tonight to show you my appreciation. No, it's, you got to do the dishes. Oh, I don't want to do the dishes, right? Entitlement. Hi, David. John from the East Coast, United States. Hello, John. During my marriage, my in-laws bought trips. They bought dinners. They bought concerts, etc. However, immediately following the discard, they devalued me and stopped all communication. Do you think they knew it was coming? If so, were they buying me the whole time? Thank you. Your insight has greatly sped up my healing process. You're welcome. Thank you for telling me, John. So I don't know what you mean by are they buying you. Except that that's what narcissists do, right? You know, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. They want to look cool, bring up my ego, right? So they buy you trips and dinners and concerts so they can be the ones that are so great. They also want people dependent on them. They want all of your attention focused on them, right? So they do all these things so you think they're great, and so you keep looking at them for more and more and more and more. Come on, give me more. Where's the next one? Where's the next concert? I don't know if they knew that the discard was coming. I would imagine so. Maybe she sat there and smeared you before she left you and told them how awful you are. I wouldn't know if they knew it was coming. I find it interesting that they react the same way she does. As if they're involved in your relationship. As if they're just equally as upset. So codependent, it's gross. So controlling. Yeah, they devalued you and stopped communication because their daughter did. I mean, it's just immature. It's just immature, right? Why can't we just break up nicely? And why can't the parents call you up and say, hey, John, it was great knowing you. I'm sorry you guys didn't work out. Maybe you will, you know, but in all fairness, I can't speak with you. It goes against, you know, my daughter asked me not to, so this is the last time. And, you know, it was really nice knowing you, John. I wish I could keep talking to you, but I guess we can't because you guys are over. I mean, God, you know, it's just maturity, isn't it? It's just maturity. You said you think her mother is narcissistic. Of course she is. Of course she is. Narcissism is like a disease that spreads from generation to generation. Not as adults. You're going to be a narcissist because your partner was. You can be a narcissist because your parent was. Not always. That doesn't mean you are too. Thanks. Thanks, John. What has happened where you are now is for the best. If you don't know that, you don't feel that, start seeing it. Once you see it, you'll feel better. Tico or Teco from Florida. Hello. Hello, David. I just realized my significant other never expresses in words how he feels. I cannot believe I overlooked this obvious behavior flaw. I explain my feelings and he never reciprocates his emotions. He's quick to point out my flaws. Is this a major personality trait of narcissistic behavior? It's not one out of the 9 diagnostic criteria traits, but it is a common trait amongst narcissists that they point out your flaws. They are not comfortable with who they are, so they're never comfortable with who other people are. They do not accept who they are, so they don't accept other people. They're very judgmental to themselves, so they're judgmental to other people. He doesn't express his emotions, and that's no big, that's normal to you, probably because your dad was like that, or your mother, but most likely your dad, right? Your dad doesn't do that, so who cares? If your dad always spoke his emotions and talked about them, it would be weird for you to be around someone that doesn't say them at all. You wouldn't need someone to tell you, point that out to you. It's your normal, which is too bad. It makes you focus on how other people feel. Because your dad didn't talk about his feelings and then be interested in your feelings. He didn't talk about his and he didn't care about yours. He didn't talk about his because he had a major freaking void. So he couldn't talk about it. He couldn't handle it. Too much, so I just won't talk about it. That's why men are quiet. They can't handle their emotions. when they're calling you so sensitive and over emotional and they don't talk about their emotions, that's worse. That's more unhealthy. That's less intelligent. Even if you talk about your emotions crazy, you know, at least you're talking about it. To not ever talk about them is so emotionally unintelligent. Okay? Probably doesn't even know how he feels most of the time. So very common, and then, like I said, it's your normal. It's how you were raised. It's how you grew up. It's what you learned. And yeah, someone that points out your flaws is not happy with who they are. Thank you. Lisa from Alberta, Canada. Hello, Lisa. My ex-husband and his brother, well, your ex-husband cheated on you, and his brother and your ex-husband both attended massage parlors, had multiple sex partners. Their parents, you believe, may have had narcissistic personality disorder. Do you have any idea why all their boys have sexual addictions? Narcissistic people, their parents, live in a physical world. We don't care about emotions or how you feel or who you are. We care about ego. So they live by who they are is decided by everyone else in the world. So who I am is what I look like. Okay, that's simple. So it matters what job I have. It matters what brands of clothes I wear, how much money I have, things like this. This decides and determines who I am. And then they taught their children that too. They say, who cares how you feel? You must do this and do this and do this. The problem with doing, and not caring how you feel means you're never happy. Means you can't cope with life. Means all kinds of things. Addictions mean you carry shame. Addictions mean you think you're a bad person. I'll say that one more time. People who have addictions believe to some degree they're bad people. If they thought they were so great, they wouldn't be destroying their body. Right? And that's what addictions do. Addictions destroy your mind. Okay? So, why do they have sex addictions? They probably never emotionally connect with anybody. Okay? Once you start emotionally connecting with people, or once you have, it becomes important to you to do so. If you've never emotionally connected with anybody, it's not important and you don't do it. Their parents never emotionally connected with them, so it's not important to them, so they never emotionally connected with people, and they won't. So it's just sex. That's it. Not making love. There's no love in their relationships. He didn't love you. He was infatuated. He was obsessed. Things like this, okay? And that stuff all dies. It goes down. You need more. Constant stimulation. If that's all it is. If it's addiction. And we get desensitized to arousal. Okay? Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, everybody. That's it for the Q&As. I do this every single Monday, guys. Please try to support me. If you want to support me in any way, subscribe to my channel, please. A lot of people are asking me questions, still aren't subscribed to my channel. You guys tell me that you're worried about your ex seeing it. At one point, we got to start living our lives not caring what our ex thinks, okay? And if you're that worried about it, just change the name, start a different channel, something like that, please. I do a lot of work, take a lot of time to make these, and all I ask is some support. Subscribe to my channel, vote up or down, tell me why, ask a question, right? Post it somewhere else, give it to people who need it. Thank you, everybody, and always love yourself first, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.